awkwardly for 10 seconds while the raid starts. Thank you.
Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Oh, there we go. I'm getting double enough alcohol stream there. Sorry for that. Hey. Hey, Darian. Hey, Phoenix. How are you doing? Hey, Stick. It is amazing. If I buy it, it will disrupt all Anomaleague prep. So probably not a good shout at this point. Thanks to follow, Darian. Appreciate it. Sad's faces. We do have some 7TV emotes. If there's any you want, suggest a few, and we can always add a few more. There are some there. So, chill stream, bit more Gauntlet. I carried on playing for a little bit at the end of yesterday while watching Subtractum. So, for those who didn't stick around, what I want to do is I'll show a bit of footage from where I nearly ripped on Piety. I just didn't quite have the DPS at that point. We've sorted that out now. And then we're going to check out a video that Sub put out about an hour ago about his ward loop at home build, which could be quite a fun idea for anyone who's crazy enough to pull it off in Anomaleague. But yeah, we'll jump in, we'll watch the near rip first because I've got the video of it here ready to go. The sound's got Subtractum in there as well, so we'll just leave this playing in the background for now. Yeah. So what I want to do is I left it off in around Act 5 Templar Courts. So I think we're going to do some zone resetting, get a few more levels in there, and focus on building up our health pool before we go on to Innocent and Katava. Oh no! I know what it feels like, Darian. The last two gauntlets, I keep dying in Act 8 in the sewers. The Dodry. I'll just leave this playing in the background for a minute. I was really taking my time. I was mostly watching stream as well. So. Yeah, sure, I'll call. No problem, Madman. It is, yeah, it's nearly 10 PM for me as well. So, because we still have the Pupperino needing to go and have a bathroom break at like 1, 2 AM, I need to stay up. If I go to sleep, I will not go back to sleep. I am in the UK, if you can't tell from the accent. I'm up here in Liverpool. So have you melted with today's heat as well? My fan slightly. Yeah, it hit 37 degrees here. Not fun. Oof. Are you in the UK, Phoenix? Oof. Thankfully, it's dropped off quite a bit now. You must be near London then. Guessing south. Yeah, the south got it really bad today. Yeah, it peaked at 36 today in Liverpool, and thankfully it's been dropping off, so it's just about to break the 20-degree mark now at 11 o'clock, and we'll actually have a bit of a colder night. Yeah, so we'll just skip into this a minute. But it was feeling pretty tanky. Okay, we didn't have much life at this point, especially for Gauntlet, but we're just following the sort of SSF build. I've had no issues, maybe 1 or 2. So a little bit careful with the Revenants. See there, but nothing too bad. And then Piety a few minutes in. Bit of an issue. just jump to that. There we go. There we go. We'll just leave it here now. Try to get the level 4 piety. Yeah, considering, yeah, the damage she does on that beam if you get caught, especially with the increased monster damage. Yeah, I found some decent playlists now as well, Ozzy. So yeah, you can see I only had a Topaz Flask and the 4-link. So bear in mind we've got the Gauntlet 20% less damage taken by monsters. Yeah, sure. Let me... It's what I'm listening to tonight. Yeah, there's a few moments in this which just catches me. But yeah, the DPS just wasn't there at this point, which is a bit of a shame. But once we got the Sapphire Flask in Act 5 from the quest, there we go, nearly. Sapphire Flask made a massive difference when we picked that up from the quest. But hopefully what you'd want is to pick that up from a nice drop at some point during Act 4, really. And I think if it wasn't for Gauntlet, the damage would still be decent enough to take her down. This was not a fun moment. I think we were all right now for the rest of it. Yeah. And then we... Yeah. So Piety was a little bit of a worry. Wasn't too bad. But what I thought before we jump in and carry on in Act 5, just doing some zone resets. See if we can get the level above 50. Think of some build, like actually look at some build ideas. So the obvious ones, as Phoenix said, Exsanguinate Scion, we've got a POB for that. That allows you to convert it into Poet's Pen Exsang, which is respectable. You can respec it into Kinetic Blast, which is what I did in 317. Or you can just push it to red maps with Exsanguinate. So we've got a POB we're going to share around that in the Anomaleague Discord. Having a look back at Arch Nemesis as well, about early days. Spectral Helix was still quite popular, but good. And I think there's something we can do around the Poison Seismic, which is looking quite popular. But I thought it'd be good to go and have a look at this video. Now, it's an odd one because it's actually built on an Elementalist. And when I was chatting with Subtractor about it, his original thought was it could only be done on Elementalist because it needs the hits always ignite. But actually, he was running it with Shaper of Storms by mistake, and it was still respectable deleting T60 bosses. So, few key items, but all self-farmable. And this could be a fun goal for someone during Anomaleague. So, let's just drop the music a second, and we'll check out this video for it.
Over there. There we go. Yeah, this is working. Oh my god, this is actually gonna be working. This is amazing. I don't know why people complain about visual clarity in this game. How am I sustaining mana? I have Battle Rouse.
Yep.
Alright, Volstone and Skeletons. Alright, where's the real Cirrus? He's over there.
So we jokingly called this Ward Loop at Home. We just grab money. I thought we'll just see some of the intro footage on this. It looks pretty good.
You think I'm gonna stop cycloning? Ever? Easy budget league start. Ward loop build. Let's go. Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of Off Meta Mondays, where then we post the video on Tuesday, where I like to do a little discovery either on PoE Ninja, the forum, somewhere else, try to find some off meta builds, maybe some undiscovered, hidden,
Yep. Doesn't it?
Unpolished gems that we can
As you put
and
some
highlight
time stamps in. No.
Interesting things about builds in Path of Exile, especially this league right now in 3.18, same archetype treat. So a handful, and you'll set up a loop that will just go forever. You don't have to press any buttons, and it'll just spawn.
Let's see if he does into
every single second. Infinite damage, but it's also like a very
there we go. This is what I wants to show.
An annoying build.
So you managed to get really lucky with
But the key here is that
restraint.
The trader, we're getting our flash charges. We also want to roll for more flash charges gained on our Balbala, so you can kind of use a couple divines. I hit an absolutely ridiculous one here. I guess I'll show what I hit. I hit 1.
I've got the YouTube video quite quiet.
3, 4, and 5 increased flash charges gained. So I have 50% flash charges gained from these nodes here. This is absolutely not necessary. I hit something absolutely ridiculous when I was just using some divines on stream yesterday. But an alternative that you can use that is super cheap.
Yeah, Anomaleague starts on the 29th
with fasting
of
out
July.
And just one of these will allow us to maintain our flasks. Based on the wording of the trader keystone, the more empty flask slots that we have,
week on Friday,
more flask charges that we get, the easier it is to sustain. Once you get enough over sustain, you can start putting in even more
details there in Discord and the link to join the private league.
4 flask slots fully filled up. So yeah, that's the basic idea. You want ward gear. We have 2 slots here for ward. We could also go for a grasping mail with global defenses and all that on the body armor. Obviously, those are very expensive right now. A nice alternative is to use a Skin of the Loyal or Skin of the Lords here. And so the colors that we're going for here are very cheap. This build is not sensitive to a lot of different keystones, so we can just grab whatever. And then you can put in a Skin of the Lords here, and you'll get much more ward, and it'll be a lot easier to sustain based on the damage that we're taking. And then the other really big key here for how we're able to get so much damage out of such like a budget, no investment build here is we are able to use staffs that use Battle Mage. And the cool thing here is there are multiple staves that are using Battle Mage, so there's a lot of alternative. This is like a league startable-ish build, right? Like you'd want to get to public starter, right? Investment on this build right now.
Yeah.
But there's so kind of like a random throwaway using survival duration kind of offsets.
You didn't have these in the
so this is a nice little cheap
initial
slot.
setup.
We also want to use the Magnate or the upgraded version, the Tactician, which gives us 50% increased flash charges gained here.
Uniques wise,
with that we're using Zoph's Blood.
Zoph's Blood, 2 heartbound loops, Tactician,
like the go-to expensive thing, but
and he was using the
slot, so competing with Ashes and Omni and all that. This is really just
Staff of Innocence
budget alternative that gives us Avatar of Fire, which means that we can stack flat damage from any source. Disintegrator, which is usually like a
exactly logo, yeah,
throwaway item, right? No one uses a disintegrator, but since we're using Avatar of Fire, the flat damage from it with Battle Mage on
you keep the POB up at any point, but yeah,
is just a handful of exalts at the very most. You'll see I still have like low-level gems in here that aren't leveled up.
So yeah, he did have a bottled faith in at this video at the start, but you don't need it.
But the fact that this just works, right? This is a clever use of game mechanics, looking at existing archetypes and just making something that like really feels pretty.
Let's have a look how he changed up the POB.
Recuperation and the flexibility with the different gems and the links and everything that we can do here. You can kind of customize this. You could even make a cold or lightning version if you really wanted to. But I do think as an elementalist going fire, we're gonna get so much more value from just doing a fire thing.
So let's put the music back on and we'll have a look at what the POB you shared was. There we go. Yeah, he did it as Elementalist. While there's a bit of pathing up here, I think with a little bit of work you could path through from here as Scion, pick up some life nodes, go some more LE damage here. And you see here, look, he went for Shaper of Storms, so we don't have to worry about Ignite. Way too loud, go, I'll turn it down. There you go. Hopefully that's better. I don't know why that song went super loud. Yeah, so we look at it from an Ascendant point of view. Still go for Elementalist as one of the Ascendancies, and then probably go for, like, Chieftain, for example. Would be an interesting twist. So I'll have a look at this in a little bit. I think this can be converted. But a few extra points here, we drop a few here. Yeah. I think this is an interesting one. Definitely to have a look at for someone who wants a bit of a challenge. You're obviously not going to be able to start leveling with this. The other one as well, I was about to grab, and I'll just grab it now. Was I think I've just heard thunder. Yeah, thunder going up in the background there. Yeah. But yeah, obviously we have to do a Scion variation on it. But the fact that you take Battle Rouse as one of the things that you want, there's definitely some pathing we can think about, and then we can anoint some of these ones like up here. He got very lucky, you can see, with the brutal restraint. 10% increased flash charges gain nodes, which is insane. I think the best you can theoretically get is 6. And the traitor over here. Early on, you had the traitor here instead, and then flip to add Man of Matter. So I'm thinking of maybe doing a customized POB to theory craft this up. And we can see gear-wise. So start off with the Martyr of Innocence staff. And then just so that you can then use that to self-farm a Disintegrator. Magnet or the Tactician. 2 Heartbound Loops, Zos Blood, and Stampede. Stampede's just simply for the additional anoint and the increased mana regen when traveling. Just let's just nab this for Blast Effect duration. So we even think going this way here. Have a look at this. Getting with some of the mana pieces here. We have a look, some resist scuffing, so maybe the route out is this way out. Solve resistances, get our mana. We can move some of these about them. We've got the life here, so we can probably drop this life, this gem slot here, for example. So how we level it, you probably have to just go for the usual twink level and style, and then convert into this with some goals. And yeah, unique wise, the nothing. Skin of the Lord's quite difficult, but mostly just to build up your defenses. It could be a fun challenge to some people to like group farm or solo farm. Nice mix of content. So I'll share the YouTube link for that. Other people can have a look in more detail.
I'm up the shit with my brothers. Keep lethal weapons and glover. Push make a young nigga thugger.
Body for home. And we'll do a shout out to Subtractum, who is the creator. Cool. Let's jump in and carry on leveling in Gauntlet. And see how we go. I don't know if it's just because of the day, but it's still, even if it's dropped down into like low 20s, it still feels obnoxiously hot here. Okay, so yeah, we hit Act 5. The Chamber Instance Templar Court, so we're going to level them. Let's do this. There we go. So we managed to get our Sapphire Flask from the Act 5 quest. That's done a big boost to our DPS. Otherwise, still on pretty scuffed gear, to be honest. Nothing special. Yeah, nearly res capped, but obviously kill Kadava, we're going to have to address that again. With Gauntlet, the mods increase in danger after we go up another level, past Act 5. So, starts the path down here now. We got some extra life nodes off stream yesterday. So my plan now is we've got some extra damage here we can take, but I think I'm going to bum rush for these 4 life nodes now. And I also think it'd be worth coming and grabbing this as well here. That's the plan now, just chill, level for a bit here. And just start to adapt this a little bit, or obviously Gauntlet, we're getting a bit more life before we move on. Should we come? So are people a little bit burnt out on PoE? What are you playing? Are you in Gauntlet, or are people like alcohol flipping over into games like Stray? I'm not get hearing the game sounds. Give me a sec. Yeah, there we go. Are you playing PoE now? What are you doing in PoE though? That's the question. So I was a little bit worried on the DPS before I got this Sapphire Flask, but now that we got the Sapphire Flask, doing great. Now the obvious thing would be, as soon as we get into Act 6, we'll get a 5 link and go for inspiration support. But what I'm thinking is trying to get a few levels in here before we move on to Innocence.
Can I not have but a minute's respite?
The combinators for taking the standard. I know Zizka and Sapphire were just buying as many as they could yesterday. Like, I have no qualms for Anomaleague, and unless there's a massive meta shift, this might be my backup league starter as well. For 319. So easy to get off the ground. Yeah, if they, I'm hoping they, well, to be honest, if they don't release new skills, I think people will riot. Maybe some new skills. If there's some massive changes, like say we get another spell self-cast buff, or some other big numerical changes similar to Expedition. I could really change things up. And you know me, I like to try something untested, unproven. I don't know if have they said it anywhere, Phoenix? I was under the impression they said the last 2 league. Oh, did they? Okay. I remember them saying during that announcement that they didn't have time to add any this league, but they'll look at adding some in the future. But I don't know if like I'll have confirmed. But yeah, I think it's pretty much a guarantee at this point. I think they alluded to it, didn't they? To be honest, another patch with no skills would be a bad call. I've had no new skills since what? Gauge? Or what was that? Tornado? Give me 30 minutes. Oh no, it's all good. But you can see here, like, we're in Gauntlet. Monsters do 20% increased damage. We take more damage. They take less damage. No real gear at all or defenses. A little bit of armor. Not even res capped. Bit of spell suppression starting to kick in now. We're mostly focusing on life regeneration. So we've gone for quite a few life regen hits. Life on kill, etc. And the damage and survivability is pretty good. I did have an almost other riff. I'll need to find that, actually be quite funny. When we reset the zone, I'll dig it out on the video. But I found it must be, I think it's a Bloodlines mod, but I've never seen or noticed it before. And it's like called Herald Obelisks. Oh no, god, they nearly ripped me in the in Act 4. And yep, I'm ideal strong boxes. Red's caustic. Yeah, no freeze. Play with decoy, please. Thank you. So nice. Nothing. Will I be adding a pass when damage taken with Wave of Conviction in Act 6 as well, which would be a nice little addition for damage. There's like a real nice point where just as the damage feels like it's dropping off, you get a quite nicely timed upgrade. Even if we don't make it to maps in Gauntlet, we'll just carry on later this week in Standard and see how far we can take it into maps. We've got the money in Standard to actually invest in the gear, so we can see if we can push it. Yeah, not the most exciting part of the leveling process, but yeah, normally I do a zone reset and then I end up a bit close in later acts, so I thought I'll get ahead. Don't want to chance it. Nope. Not standing anywhere near them.
Cannot have but a moment's respite.
Well, not if you're I'm Exile. Slow and steady does not. What did he play? I remember you saying like 48 hours in like 3 days to win Gauntlet. Insane. You're in mod view, you are. Jeez. 15 hours sleep in 3 days. Like, that's what we're talking there. And then still has the coordination and attention to win. Oh, nice, Ozzy. Yeah, and then we can then pressure alcohol into doing the video. For next week. Oh no, well it is next week. You need to get that video out this week, as short as it will be. Surprisingly for Milo, this is a one button build. There you go. Okay. I don't think I need the damage, so we'll just beeline down for the health. We'll probably get that mana leech as well.
Neither the time nor the place.
The only extra beat I'd ask for, Aussie, is I think we underline that we are claiming weekend 11 as our spot. As we've shown for the last few weeks, that we'll always end out the league. I think we stamp our claim to it from now on. Alcohol, do you know what I forgot to do before stream? Check my bit rate settings. I'll do that before Thursday. Stream's quiet. Give the general volume can just go up. Get my encoder settings for the 1080p on stream. Okay, let's have a look. Let's bring the microphone volume up a little. That's a little bit louder. I'll just nudge everything up a little bit. I'm actually going to drop the music level and just try and do it this way. There we go. That sound a bit better? Yeah, game sounds definitely louder. So, I think I'm playing it on the safe side after the fun with the alert sounds the other day. Deafening people. Oh. not going to get anything good around here now, build-wise. I could get a nice way of getting my res up before the Tava. Act 6 is normally where even in softcore I get a rip or two because I haven't bothered to fix a resistance. So I don't want to be in that position in Gauntlet. Please.
Can I not have but a
Please stop.
moment's respite?
Please stop. Easy. Just really interested to whether we do it in Gauntlet or not. See how this feels right through Act, so we can figure out when the main points are you need to think about doing any respecking or key notables on the tree or gear upgrades. But the main thing, to be honest, is flasks. So I got lucky with a Topaz flask drop. Topaz flask drop? I got pretty lucky with that. Which, since I had it, that gave me the ability to switch from poisonous over to explosive concoction. And then I had to wait until Act 5 then to get the actual Sapphire Flask reward. I've just thought as well, actually. Yeah, look, we can get 15% LE resist there. And what are we on? Not quite, but it'll keep us quite high if we need to. If gear is not forthcoming. Okay, so that'll just be fire. Oh, the other thing I said I'd do last night I didn't do after stream was a filter for this. So I'm still on a scuffed filter. Fortunately. We'll get that fixed. Maybe that's a Thursday thing. So I've got a day off work. I think we're gonna deal Snizz's usual spot. And just do a quite chill day. Playing some PoE. If you're on about. And some background noise for the day.
Have but a moment's respite.
Yeah, if you look at the events log haul, we're going to start at Snizz's normal time, which is 11 for me. And we're going to go till 5 PM. It gives you time to get up, sort the kids who have all finished school now for the year. Hit the puppy out for a big walk, and then get home and stream. I'm hoping we can see how far we can push this. That's the plan. Yeah, the kids are done now till September. We got 6 weeks off now. Ends in 5 days, starts in a week. I feel like since we've approved of this song apart from the vocals. Yeah, we go September to July. Yeah. But then our friends who came over from Northern Ireland last week, their school year starts mid-August and ends in June. Yeah, it does change, place to place. But yeah, England, Scotland, Wales, main part of the UK, sticks to September to July. Oh, but if you went in like a modern school building, it would have been torture. Thankfully, the older kids, they finished or finishes GCSEs the other week. The other one is in a modern build. That was okay. Yeah. To be honest, I work from home, but God, if I had an aircon place I could have travelled to, I would have just got up early and made the trip while it was still cold, just to get and spend the day in an aircon space today. I've had my hose pipe outside in like a mist mode above the door, so I just walk outside when it gets too hot and just let it just cool me down by getting wet. Again, to keep this golem alive. Meant to use a chaos golem, but where do we put him? Where do we squeeze him in? Yeah. Shut the extra meat life regen.
Can I not have but a moment's
Useful.
respite?
But yeah, we'll switch to Chaos Golem when we've got the end later. For the physical damage reduction. You know, cast when damage taken loop to keep him up, because I keep forgetting to revive him. But like, look at this. I don't think we need any more damage nodes this act. Don't even got my hands on my flasks, it says it all, doesn't it? I don't know, 47. I think I'm gonna go for level 50. That might be a push, but just made me feel better going into Act 6 then. There you go. Phoenix, the weather's meant to be much better for you tomorrow as well, isn't it? It drops and stays like low 20s from now for the rest of the week for us. Yeah, it was literally 3 days. 3 days of just insane weather. First time in history it breaks 40 degrees in the UK, and then tomorrow, because it's now hit a cold front, the weather's dropped massively in thunderstorms and rain.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Quite funny. Oh, burning ground. As usual, ground degen is the most dangerous thing. Yeah, when you were streaming earlier, I got logged onto Lost Ark. After going back to PoE for 2 days, yeah, Lost Ark hasn't got a spot on PoE for me. I have no idea how you progress in the end game on it yet. So I am just collecting items. I am just leveling up my character so I can go to the new parts of the map and collect things. I'm treating it like an Assassin's Creed game. I'm just trying to go for the completionist style goal. Not interested in... Like, Travik has been farming like mad just to get minor upgrades in his item levels, just so he can do the raids. Like, absolutely no lifing. I'm just not interested in doing that. I'm thinking instead it can be my every league, just drop back into it for a week or two. Log in once a week to do a few the MMOS weeklies and daily task type stuff. Keep bonus moving forward. Yeah, they've got an event on tomorrow where you effectively just get a catch-up mechanic that just boosts your character. Well, the only reason I logged in tonight before the weekly reset. Oh. Hi Tim, thank you. Yeah, it's only really for people who are like proper spagging out and no life in it. It's like fetch quest type stuff. So my daily quest today was fetch bamboo for pandas and roll around as a panda. No lie. Listen to a guitar being played on a beach and lie on a sunbed. I wish I was lying. And I did a bit of the story content for the saving some polar bears and penguins. But yeah, they all are very typical MMO-esque. Go to place A, interact with person, kill monster, do thing in environment, go to place B, collect item, go back to place A. Yeah. Just with a clever veneer over the top. Like I didn't do any of the Chaos Dungeons or Guardian raids today, which is actually good. What that means is I'll get a bonus in a few days when I do log in and do them. So you actually get a reward for not playing as well. And I found out today as well, that I haven't logged in for a few days, that the
Yes.
the daily login rewards no, we're not going to use any of these. Yeah. The daily login rewards aren't cumulative days, so I still got the bonuses even though I haven't logged in for 2 days.
Freedom comes.
Level 50. Thank you.
For freedom.
And yeah, I haven't done my tabs on hardcore. Just keeping a few bits for... I don't know why. Not going to level another character. Yeah, I have no idea on details on Lost Ark really log on. I'm playing it as a filthy casual. You know, Travik's the man if you want to min-max low life that game. Like, yeah. I got a degenerate level and play until 6 AM in a group. But yeah, the fact that even though combat is the asymmetric ARPG, with obviously a lot more buttons, it just doesn't have that satisfying hit that PoE has. It's more like combat is just there because it has to be. That's not the priority of the game. Like, you get most of your, while you do get experience from killing enemies, you get most of your experience from doing quests, and leveling is not really a thing once you hit endgame. It's very, very slow. It's like the 95, 96 to 100 grind. Doesn't really become a thing. You get most of your improvements from gear. Well, 99% of your improvements are from gear. It's just weird having that sort of... While there are enemies in the RPG sense to fight, it's more just to give you something to do in the zones. It feels like an MMO with ARPG style gameplay, but it does not feel like an ARPG in the sense of I'm gonna farm this area. Feels a bit more like Diablo 2 in that sense of you farm your raid bosses for guaranteed drops, and it feels a little bit like D3 in that the end game is all about perfect sets. It's all about completing the raids to acquire like the items to craft the set, and then you own that set to level it up with materials that you find through doing quests and dailies. So things like the fixed sets and stuff like that definitely feels ARPG-esque, but everything else very, very MMO-like. But about a 60-40 mix if you really boil down into the details of it. But it definitely doesn't have this satisfying loop of like, oh, the way you do in PoE with killing mobs. Not chancing any tormented spirits in case they're martyrs. I've seen that kill a few people in Act 5. Doing exactly what I'm doing. What else is everyone else playing? Are you just having a break from gaming in general at the moment? Or are you still obsessed with PoE? Cat game. Cat game. I'm gonna play that game through you. So you need to make sure you give me warning on what days you're gonna stream it. Or I'll have to do VODs. But I'm gonna watch my playthrough through you. Hey, well, if you've got time Thursday, we can make it like a streamathon for everyone. I'll do the day shift, you do the evening shift. Soon, Aussie. It'll happen again. You'll be back streaming, man. Up for Anomaleague, yeah. One thing I've thought about for your group playing, you could always do like a capture window. Oh, that fire regen on the ground, man. Oh, it's the on death effects, for fuck's sake. Not even using this mana flask anymore. I think if we put that point into the mana leech, I don't think we need it at all anymore. But we'll keep that for in case on a boss. Okay, leveling is slowing down quite a bit now. To be expected. Okay. We'll do another run or two of this. Yeah, we're gonna nab this shortly. Complete this wheel. And sections of the cop. I think I've filled up this water bottle 3 times today. It's keeping hydrated. Yeah, we're gonna go for this wheel now. Go for this wheel, and then we'll come down and nab these next as well. And we've got this ready to go if we need a bit more DPS. And then we don't really get a boost for a while. We're gonna take our time, go to Elemental Overlord. I didn't do anything different for Poisonous Concoction. Obviously for Peacock you're gonna want for like Chaos damage, Chaos Dot, Poison Masteries around here and here. Whereas we're going for all the Ellie wheels instead, but they're quite close. We make a beeline up for Ellie Overload, and then we fly down here to get all the Ellie damage stuff here. And then Ascendancy-wise, we go for Zerkat to start. And then some Quality of Life with Ranger. But again, useless until we get our second lab, really. Yeah. You'd probably just go, instead of coming down through this way, you'd probably come round this way if you're going to stay level and Poisonous Concoction. Get your poison nodes here. You tell me, you play Poisonous Concoction, didn't you? Is it close?
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
So we'll hopefully get this level on this run, and then maybe 2 or 3 more resets just to get the level 50, which is the goal. And then we'll go for Innocence. Ah, okay. Yeah, I switched. The only real wheels I took by Act 3 is I'd took this chunk in the middle and then beeline straight for the Flask Mastery. So pretty much this line, so I hadn't had to take anything poison related. Just Peaconk with chance to poison and a 3-link was more than enough. Alchemists again. Constantly baiting me. Oh, nice drops though. Nope. The off colours will be a pain to get, but kinda want to unrail this and see if it's any good. Not worth the upgrade at this point. Oh, did you have a nap? Oh no. Yeah, I decided to stream because the wife went to go and pick the kids up. They've been at a friend's house. She comes back. I said, why didn't you pick us like a drink up from McDonald's? Something cold. And she brought me home milkshake and espresso. So when you started stream, I had a double espresso. I'm going to be awake for it. And I had a 2-hour nap as well. Yep. Hashtag spoiled. And she took Nira out for a walk tonight as well, so I didn't miss any of your stream. It's quite nice. Yeah, we're gonna get level 50. Totally. Oh god, it's these things again? No. Oh god, these are the things that nearly ripped me. Oh god. Are they a real thing? I've never seen them in this whole league, or I've not noticed them. Terrifying in Gauntlet. No, the modifier on them. These obelisks, these herald obelisk things, that like feel almost like totems that spam next to you and put off lightning spells. Horrible. Oh. There we go. If you look at them, I think they're called obelisks of heralding. Remember rightly? I googled them last night when I saw them in game. I was like, what are these things that are nearly killing me? Yeah. If you end up with like 3 or 4 in AoE range here, oh, it's rough. Even with cap lightning res, they still nearly kill me. It was in the Calm's Heart area of Act 4. You got these like big totem packs and stuff. I'll pull it back. I'll find it in the video in a minute. If I knew how to like chop it together, I'd possibly even put it as like a 1-minute YouTube short. That feels like a lot of work then.
And kindly stay dead.
Like there's gem cutters. Not useful.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Please change my loot filter. Do you not like it, Cox? Bong? I love my bong loot filter. Bong. I want it loud. By design. It does a ton of other weird sounds as well. I think it's a mix between random other sounds as well, and Badger did a custom loot filter sound pack for Ritual, and I'm just so used to the sounds of it now, I can't move off it. Maybe that's something we'll do in the lead up to 319, is I'll actually finally update my loot filter sounds. Or just go back to default. Or maybe it's time to do the meme pack of alcohol. It's just you gasping when something good drops. Die. Yeah. We put on a sub goal on it, and then you didn't stream for about 3 weeks, so we never did the goal. So we never made the pack. Yeah, I think Greg found loads of them for us as well, do you remember? That's all good. Not like people are crying out for inappropriate sounds that you made. More life. And we'll just nab that last, or I'll get that level 50 and we'll go for Innocence this time round. Eek.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Sort of great suggestion for a skill gem or like a passive improvement for 319. Like if you're like channeling the skills and spellcasters, there should be some type of notable, maybe even a keystone that gives you a defensive benefit for standing still. Like that is a thing in other ARPGs, where you gain a benefit of staying in the same spot for a few seconds. Yeah, but it's not really used. I mean, like, put it on the Atlas tree. Like in endgame, you don't take something like that. Yeah. Cover defenses. Like, I don't know. Reduce the fact of ground elements. Imagine if you could get like 50% increased ailment immunity while stood still. 1000%. It would have to be like when using a channeling skill. Yeah, you'd still get one shot. But I'm still on the harvesters get an itemized copium. I still don't trust.
Has nothing to think
Far
about
too much
except
baggage.
thoughts.
Oh, I fell.
So he loses
Beep,
touch
beep,
with
beep.
reality and lives in a world of
I
illusion.
don't know why I did that.
By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition
Not
of
bad.
words, of reckoning.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
It is wrong of me that I want like expedition level skill or gem changes in some way or shape or form. Because even though they did do a balance pass for 318, it's been the same skills now pretty much from Scourge. Oh no! That is not good. I can't risk looking for it on my desk while in Gauntlet, but I've got like this grip trainer that I can just squeeze on my rather than being one that goes that way, it's like a looks like a ring, like a donut. But it's great for building strength in your fingers for rock climbing. I'm sure that would help with wrist as well. It's your fingers where you're getting the pain, isn't it, on your wrist? Wrist a bit? Are you moving with your wrist? Are you not being an elbow gamer? Let me check. I'd normally be an elbow gamer, but my arm is sticking to the desk in this heat. I'm taking my own advice tonight. There we go, and there's the level 50 that we wanted. There's Gauntlet milestone achieved. Instantly dies. I have my mouse sensitivity really high, so I don't have to make any big movements. I suppose in League of Legends it's more keyboard, isn't it? 15 keyboard buttons.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
I'm finding that with Lost Ark, to be honest. Because combat is less intense. Although I'm not doing endgame raids. But it's more about like like damage windows, and there's actually literal patterns you can learn to do those bosses. It's game knowledge and mechanical in a very different way than PoE. But it's very keyboard. Like, I'm using 3 rows of the keyboard on my left hand. And for anyone who has played Lost Ark, I went Gunslinger. And yeah, you have to, your skills rotation is like 16 buttons. 16 different skills you can use across 10 buttons. Of 17 different skills, actually. Oh, it's so much fun playing Gunslinger, but you gotta admit, while it is like S tier level build, it is, you've gotta have some insane like reflexes and timing in your skill rotation to make it work. I might do the Chaos Weaver as my ult. Are we ready, chat? Here we go. Rage.
The world must be cleansed of impurity.
What I haven't turned on, I haven't turned my log on macro on. No log on macro. We are committed. I don't know about you, but I went Gunslinger because it just reminded me of like one of my favourite builds in PoE, which was Lance and Steel Deadeye before the Transcendence nerfs. Awaken PoE trade running. While we're waiting. Hello, innocents. Hello. Goodbye. No, no. Please go away. I don't want to. Get out of there. Ooh, close. Play. Okay. It's that, it is the bullet storm phase. I hate it. So I've just turned my log on macro on. Despise that phase. But hopefully, because I've got almost capped res, I should be okay. He says. I feel like you can be quite mobile on this build as well, which is really good. Nice. Phased again. Because of how little buttons this build uses, I think I'm going to be using Decoy Totem in softcore as well. Just makes it so much easier. Just for getting your enemies in good groups as well. Yeah. Oh no. Oh. Oh yes. That wasn't too bad actually.
Far too much baggage.
Nice. Innocence. I did, yeah. I managed to find a good placement there. I'll take a blue one.
For freedom.
Can you delete all these items for me, please? Yeah, pick them ones and we'll identify this. Not bad.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
Cold and lightning rares, nice. Lightning damage, critical chance of fire, and intelligence. You scale early damage with attack skills, and increase damage with flask effect. I've never taken it into endgame though, so we will see. That's what we're going to focus on. That's how I want to play this through before Anomaleague. Thank you, Sin. Goodbye.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
I reckon you could do something insane with Omniscience as well, you know. An explosive concoction. I reckon that's how you get it doing the feared. Excuse me. Go. But it's nice to have a build that is just better on Scion. That isn't just in stacking or smite or all of that. And Scion's my favourite class though. Play Scion every league if I can. I didn't play one this league for Sentinel because I was hoping that we did Anomaleague, and it paid off. I just love the build variety you can get out of it, Ozzy. Like, I do want to try the Poison Spark Occultist. What's a Scion? Scion. Yeah, you'll learn I don't enunciate as well as I probably should, considering the accent. Plus, I'm new to streaming, I'll get used to it. Thanks, dude. It's all dropping stuff.
Far too much baggage.
50 movement speed, Intel Lightning, mirrored versions, pretty. Decent hordes. Oh, thank you. Bruh. What? Oh, I love playing Jigsaw.
Can I not have them? Yes.
Well, these are all useless because we can't use them. The gloves are up. Strength. Less armor, but that life gained. No life though. The life roll on this is awful, like I know. If we can fit life on them, we'll keep them for now. We've been the mirrored ones, useless. L 77 life. And intelligence. Keep that one as well.
For freedom.
Under those items. Thank you. I've got so used to calling it Scion because of Anomaleague. Scion. Ascendant. There we go. Nothing through there, all good. My phone just vibrated a few times. Normally happens when East Coast comes online in San Francisco and they start sending all the emails out in the afternoon. You get bombarded early evening and then around midnight. Oh yeah, I know I'm a Scion sim. 100%. The game even tells us she's perfect. She's perfect specimen. So build wide, we've got the Safe Exsanguinate. This, which is looking like hardcore viable at this point in Axe. We could probably look at someone attempting to make that ward loop work. Which can be quite funny. I think there's a variation on Poison Seismic that can work as a Scion quite nicely. That can be figured out. Any others people can think of that we can put in as sample POVs and finalize on Thursday to go into the Anomaleague rooms. Well, that's the thing actually I've just thought of one. Could would your build you've just done, Log Hole Venom Gaia, be something that could work? Or is it just infinitely better on Zerka? Anomaleague. Could you variate that into a Scion? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud of like wood. Bye-bye. Thank you. Feel like I'm missing something. No, I'm not, am I? Ah, yeah, fair enough then. It'd be nice to get a few examples we can give to people, wouldn't it? Of where to go. Oh, didn't mean to go back in. Oh, not yet. Pearson today? What's that? Oh, headphones in the wrong spot. Ooh, ouchie ouchies. That's a cool look.
Freedom comes to those.
Ooh, we can get a nice little DPS boost right now. Little one ready. Just carry on. Let's see.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Wow. Oh, I would bottom roll it, wouldn't I? Never mind. Still 17%. Before we carry on then, didn't do it at the start of stream, but what I was thinking is if we go back to just the random builds and we look at early Arch Nemesis, ultimately there's nothing changed. So when we look at early Arch Nemesis, Exsanguinate's popular with Corrupting Fever, which we know. There we go into these. I'm pretty sure these will be Poet's Pen. Oh, they're the Ball Lightning, Cast when Challenging Cyclone, Corrupting Fever variations. Then we drop that with. These are all the Reap one. Corrupting Fever, Reap, Poet's Pen. Don't think my character's not in the first week because it was kept low level. I think I hit it in week 1. So we dropped back to like day 3. Exsanguinate, we've got Spark in here, we've got a few Spark Boys. Like, nothing really special there at all. That's quite a convey. I wouldn't recommend this one. Build is good. Okay, he's got a Nebulous. Yeah, that's well kitted. Yeah, double Nebulous. No, too late. Explosive Arrow. Okay, Explosive Arrow could still work as a Scion. There's a 94. Rock Gut and a Quill Rain. Nothing else is really special here. What was your one called? This was mine. This is the build I put together after getting the Headhunter in 5 days. Minion. Hybrid. Kinetic Blast, Corrupt, and Fever with minions. It's pretty good. No. Decent damage. Obviously stack 10 Corrupt and Fever stacks. So you're getting effectively 2 million from Corrupt and Fever and 2 million from Reap on bosses and Kinetic Blast for clearing. Just good fun. Not going to do uber bosses, but solid map clearer. Obviously Asher's a big component there. Let me have a little look for Aussies then. You reckon week 3 and you Corrupt and Fever. Still quite a few. There's Aussie in the name. Are you out of age? Blood's on, okay. So don't recognize these names on your character. Ah, okay. So hang on. Shadow Stitch and a staff. Hang on. +5 on those dot rolls. Okay, interesting. And then gentle touch for corpse explosions and vulnerability on hit. Jeez. Okay, interesting. Never thought with the staff. Yeah, just don't see many staff enjoys at the moment, do we? Warb is going to be Annihilating Light. So what I'm going to do, let's drop back to day 3. I think that's what we should be thinking of, like, goals. Helix, EA. So that I think is still viable. So levels Helix and then flip into EA. Well, Phoenix, you should have saw earlier how we have Ward Loop at home. I reckon we can adapt from subtract them. You got the Corrupt and Fever Exang Reap or Kinetic Blast variation, which is nice and popular. See, this is what I saw and I was wondering. I saw this person on day 3 was level 95 Venom Gaia. Like, managed to pull these off by day 3. So, try and sack him. 3 days in. Replica Alberons. And then try and stack him. Like, that's disgusting. I think that's achievable as a Scion. Clearly. Wasp's Nest. Be an easy supply. Crown of Eyes, easy supply. Iron Fortress, it's not even 6 linked. an okay shield for res and a bit of life. Oh, definitely, yeah, you're gonna have to level with something else. And then things like Lethal Pride is a nice addition. The Berserker to get the 3 ascendancies is a bit extra to add for the extra damage and rage. Hits and ailment wheels. Just be how you level it. I'm gonna keep a note of that one. I think that one's worth. We want goals. EA. Helix into EA. Like this. Well, they're just nabbing a few extra points here. EA Ascendance is definitely achievable as well. Look, there's like nothing special these guys are doing. Yeah. Look at that bow. No, level 91. Nothing special at all. The EA is still broken. It is. It is for you. It's getting late. Helix. I know this is the Nightblade Trinity. Yeah, that's definitely achievable as well. I'm going to take these examples and we'll build out some POBs on Thursday about them. It only dawned on me today. If hang on, we can look at Arch Nemesis as well. Cheers, Alcohol. Really appreciate the raid, man. Sleep well. Let me know if Thursday works for you. We can stick it in events in Discord, can't we? So it's like people know it's coming. Thought that was Sniz for a second then. No, that's not achievable really in Anomaleague. Tag team stream, awesome. Let's do it. Let's knock. This is just yeah, aura stacking, so we'll drop that out. Alpha Hal, aura stacking. Sire Shards, that's the Cyclone Ball Lightning. Yeah. That's doable. Do you know what I'm still shocked has dropped out is steel skills are still really good and no one plays them anymore. Let me do this. I want to have a look at something that Nito did. This is something he did for... He wrote Assassin's Steel Deadeye here, but it's on a Scion. Obviously it's on the old tree, so we'd have to adapt it. But for BPL 5, Nito came up with this idea of I'll just have a Scion build that I can play regardless of what team I end up on. Hey Wizards, thanks for the follow.
An enemy would easily off by at least 2 of the projectiles.
Appreciate it.
Seems like
Oh, not at the moment, man. I've literally just started streaming last week or two, so I've just got some bits and pieces to throw together myself. But I'll keep you in mind if I want to do some custom alerts and things as I get affiliate. So yeah, reach out, man. Appreciate it.
and Call of Steel is really nice for just like exploding everything.
Look at this. Considering this is on a
And
Scion,
if you use Lord of Steel with the increased use speed, it's basically instant for Call of Steel. It's gonna be
I'll just pull up the POB for it.
testing really. But like that's the boss damage. So pretty good. This is only level 80 character in like a tier 4 map.
Let me just flip over.
In-game content or anything, but for DPL I think it should be pretty solid. Starter character.
Ah, easy to self-farm that.
And definitely the leveling is like super smooth with Lord of Steel.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it, Wizards.
Steel skills and really great.
Let me flip over to POB and just show you this. This is what Nito put together. Obviously, we're going to have to make some adjustments. Think about spell suppression instead. But like, if we look at the Shattering Steel and we just do a swap effectively for bossing, Pride Arrogance, Petrified Blood, Deep Slam to get around. If we look at items, like, we need nothing, and we've got respectable DPS for Shattering Steel. I think with a little bit of adaptability from upgrading the tree, Steel skills could be a really smart shout. So I think I'm going to have a look at this one as well as a possible. I really like Steel though. Yeah. Steel skills. Yeah, Calm's Heart. Easy. But look at this. You've got 6k life. You've got 3.2k unreserved. Yeah. You've got 1,000 life leech on hit. Yeah. So you've got fantastic leech there. And the Pale DPS is respectable as well. And we've got nothing else. And obviously you can jump out of a Terminus Est and you could go for like Starforge, Thunder's Pride, go for a Hiltless. Or you can go the opposite way, and if you get really lucky you could go for like, if you want to self-farm them, Paradoxica and Savior. But like a Terminus Est, Calm's Heart, Nomad Belt, and a Lord of Steel duel, like none of them are difficult at all to achieve. And if we look, a lot of flexibility in this build. What we get. We're only really using the Thread of Hope to come round to the Call of Steel nodes. And obviously things like Wind Dancer isn't as good anymore, so we don't need that. We don't do these. We probably instead path around and get Mage Bane. Get some Spell Suppression wheel around here. I think this could be respectable when the tree's updated. Do you know what? Like, I started with my explosive concoction as the not Shattering Steel. What's the other one? Just forgot it. Splitting Steel. So I always do level Act 1 of Splitting Steel. Just keeping your weapon updated essentially. My favorite build ever was a Lance and Steel Deli. With Transcendence, before all of the defensive reworks, I could practically we could tank anything in 4k health. I'm thinking of depending on how this explosive concoction build goes, that could be another option for my league start in 319. Is going to retry Steel Skill again. But I think this is a solid option. Cool, let's flip back. Let's finish Act 5, shall we? I genuinely enjoy Steel Skills. I think what a lot of people make the mistake of doing is switching into like Lancing Steel way too early. Or making sure you get to use his recipes. Get Fizz gear.
Your death is a mercy.
The real thing I really hope for 319 is I hope that Maxwell's Machination Shield comes back. I've been desperate to play a build with that since Ultimatum vanished. I reckon there's an unethical build with mine we can do with that. Because I suspect, I reckon Seismic's going to get hit again, so I think traps will fall off the meta. Yeah, that shield is so good. And people weren't even really pushing what it could do at all. I've only seen one or two people who did something really interesting with it. And obviously, if we can bring back Hate Forge, that's just an awesome unique to have back in the game again. As busted as it was. So I really do hope when they mentioned on the Josh Hayes interview that they were right about the 3 leagues. I really do hope that's Harvest, Ultimatum, and question mark. I hope it's Sketch, personally. Delete. And yep, I do all side quests. Betrayal, interesting. I wonder how far back they consider recent is my question. That's why I didn't think Betrayal.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
But weirdly, the other big game changer that's not a GGG thing is obviously that guy who's figured out the timeless draw calculations. Because one of the big draws on TFT was needing TFT to make sure you were buying a decent damage jump. True, yeah. It's got to be Ultimatum. I'm talking about giving it a lick of paint, and he explicitly said it's about 3 leagues he wants to give a lick of paint before they do them. Probably. Although if you have a look at the stuff Local Identity posted about it, it does go into, he literally went through with like notepad on his computer and mapped out what each seed gave, and then was able to build maths. So it's not like he just has a list of, oh, this seed does this. No, he's actually figured out some type of equation of what you can guarantee based on the seed IDs. So he probably has data mine the game to check his work. But yeah, there's some seriously clever maps, and they were able to get it into POV very quickly. So. Yeah. I had to do data analytics by day. My job as well, but mostly in the cyberspace, so deal with a lot of data as well. And I wouldn't want to sit there and try and do reverse engineering seed generation, especially in the game of Path of Exile. Maths the way to understand this game sometimes. But I'm so impressed with the ward we built. Like how someone mathematically figured out the breakpoints to make that work is just crazy to me. Like, where do you even come up with that idea from? Do you think that's going to get hit in 319? Piece number 1. Nice little health boost for Katara at that level. I think they'll nerf the flask. They could make it that you have to focus a little bit more on, say, duration scaling. So it doesn't kill it, it just makes it a little bit more work to get it off the ground, maybe? I think that would be fair. Seismic, I don't know what else they can do without absolutely obliterating that skill. Because the conversion is just good game mechanics. The poison variation that's been figured out with permanent withered stats is just good game mechanics. They've already nerfed the area on it. It's still. You've already nerfed the drop rate on Omni. It just makes Ellie skills OP. Yeah, probably changed some of the gem scaling, couldn't they? They just get stupid damage at plus levels. Especially with the awakened empowering the game now for even more levels out of it. Thank you. It's a nice game. I hope to God they delete PD. Hey Rockfuzz. Yep, we are intentionally not playing meta. Shock horror. So we are playing Explosive Concoction Cyan in Gauntlet. As you do. Indeed. Yeah, my usual MMO is to avoid playing the meta where I can. Say that I did build a cold conversion seismic, but mostly just to boss rush and farm. My main build this league was just 400% movement speed, toxic rain, ice step, which was also my only second time playing toxic rain. I only played it when it wasn't in the meta anymore. What are you up to? Are you playing Gauntlet? Or just watching? I just realised that we've not had our skitter box up. Jeez. It's still doing fine. And precision was down as well. Come on. Wakey wakey. It's nearly midnight. Let's get at 5 down. Echo. Sorry, I refreshed Alcohol's tab from earlier in my browser. It's not the host on me. A bit more clear in here. We'll get level 52 before Katava. Nice. Did we miss a top? We did. We missed the freaking one of the torments. Damn. I'll go back and get that in a second. Oops. I've been too easily distracted. I don't feel tired at all thanks to that espresso, but yeah, clearly the brain fuck. I did. I'll show you in a second. Yeah, that's the only thing that we've had to get. Survival secrets. I'm just going to drop a portal here. Thank you, Bannon. Ooh. I'll just try something a second. That's a bit of a random thing, but did that make any difference? Coach's aim is a little bit of a benefit. I think it's cut and taste still. We're gonna pick any of them. Yeah. Just fit that in everyone's turn of it. Yeah, we forgot to get the third Katava's Torment. How stupid of me. Don't solve that. No, because we actually want to keep our damage up instead of the proj. We haven't got the overlaps yet. Yeah, I ran next to it and didn't get the It is weird, isn't it? It's because it's considered an attack, not a spell. So weirdly, melee range allows you to do this. So if you go for strike range, you can throw it effectively off screen. Yeah. I got the tooth. Oops. Let's go and take Katava out. There we go. Nice bit of health. Ooh, close. And we'll map the mana leech next. You should get just before.
Neither the time nor the place.
Thanks, Lani. Oh, we'll get it now.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
More mana leech, boom. Felt like my FPS went a little bit there. Keep an eye on that. Whoop. Yeah, no, those the damage off them is a bit of a joke.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Why are Heralds so OP? We switched to, I think we look at greater volume mid game once we're in max. Berserker actually. Berserker actually first and foremost. And Pathfinder second. Blastfinder obviously the blast charges, but Zerk just gives you a really good damage boost. Let's just get this level. Oh, I did have a bit of a lag spike. I dropped a few frames at the beginning of this area, but it's eased out now. Oh, what? Yeah, we go Berserker for the 15 more damage. And the attack damage leaches life and mana. And we pretty much keep rage up constantly. And then I find out after that with the blast charges gained as our second. And to be honest, we already need those 3 labs. Just gonna come back and get this level before we go for Katava. And then we'll see if there's anyone we should raid tonight, but we've only got a few people from ground, so. Oh god, not a mark. Pull through grip, jeez. Yeah, you fight him. Oof, he was not fun.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
I think no one. Ugh, nothing. Never mind. Oh, next hurting a bit now. Yeah, as it's just hit midnight, I think what we'll do is clear this act, find someone to raid. I'll probably put a bit of YouTube on and try and get an earlier night tonight. Can sort the puppy out about 1 AM and go to bed after that. Actually do a manageable amount of work tomorrow in the day job, since the weather will be tolerable. And then I've got Thursday, Friday off this week, so we'll do a big all day stream on Thursday then. I suspect we will, if we get past Katava, I suspect we will see a rip on Thursday. I just think the Gauntlet modifiers the dial up at each major transition, don't they? So I wouldn't be surprised if we get caught out in late acts. What should we go for next? Got that life here, got that life. worry about damage really right now, or do we? I think I'm in a beeline for this health. I'm not really feeling like I've got a damage problem at the moment. Yeah, it's gonna max out at like 21 degrees here. It's just much more manageable. So here we go. Please no rip. Not good, not good.
Can not have but a moment's respite.
Oh, don't run into that ball. Doggies. Hi. Hello. I know. Well, this is where it makes it interesting now. So we've just got the 30% hit. Okay. Watch this. As soon as you go to Act 6, watch this. And this is what I'm thinking I'll have to come back to Act 5 on. Is watch this. We just go into a zone a second. I'll just go and stand in the Twilight Shard for a second. Brand, sorry. Boop, boop, boop. Watch this. Oh wait, it hasn't gone up. I thought it went up. Let me just hit the... Have I misread the modifiers? Oh wait, no, it did go up. Did I miss that then? Does Twilight Strand not count? So Act 6 to 10, it's meant to change to 25% increased damage, 15% increased attack, cast and move speed, 10% increased AoE, and 1 additional proj. But it doesn't seem to have kicked in.
Can I not have but a moment?
What? Act 6 to 10? Have a look. Maybe just a visual thing. Or we're meant to get harder now. I'll just log and see if it fixes itself then. Obviously, it's the first time they've done these dynamic mods. So I don't know if they show up. How odd. Right, well, I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. It's gone midnight here. So let's have a look at who is live. Does anyone have any preferences you should go and have a watch of? Catmaster and Subtractum are online. Let's have a look who else is in the PoE space at the moment. Kobe, yes, Lily. Huo. Does anyone have any preferences? You going to Catmaster? See what Catmaster's doing. Is he doing Gauntlet again? Yep, he's having a go. Another Gauntlet run. Cool. Let's raid into Catmaster. Cool. Appreciate you hanging around again tonight, chat. Obviously, early doors at the moment, so I appreciate you jumping on and having a bit of a when I can stream. I've really enjoyed it these last few nights. So yeah, let's do a big stream on Thursday if you're around. Keep you entertained while you're in work. And then if all timing lines up, we'll then raid into Loggerhole in the evening. So we should get a good 10 hours worth of content. Awesome. Have a great afternoon, evening, or night all. I shall catch you later. We'll work through the builds during the day on Thursday. So if anyone has any other suggestions, let me know and we'll get them prepped for Anomaleague. Cheers. Have a good one.
Guitaraholic, thank you very much, sir. Welcome everyone to me. Doing a chill late night stream, trying to move as little as possible, as to not overheat, to cool down nicely. You did that. You have to eat a kebab every time you go. Really? Kebab's so expensive. Everything is expensive. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, economy is really sucky right now. I'm sure that for you there's more other pressing circumstances that make it hard. But it's like what I'm trying to say is like with the recent development, I'm also feeling high amount of financial pressure.
Stay sharp out there.
Wait, there's a 6 circuit. What up, Cassidy? Build am I switching to? I'm probably gonna do Sparked thing again. Whatchamacallit? Smart, Inquisitor. And then later on, maybe